Be like a trembling branch, follow the water's waves, when a cool wind is blowing.
A graphic designer inside the newsroom is an important player. He can act like an interpreter, he can act like a mediator between the journalistic part and the graphic part. But what is most important, I think, is the way of thinking of a designer inside the newsroom.
Just sway, it's okay, just sway, my people sway, and they don't break, my people sway.
The word technology is undergoing a change in this period, and so you need to embrace new languages, to merge and combine languages as well, and to communicate. For example, what we are doing is this kind of visual journalism. Visual journalism means a combination between graphic and narrative. So it is at the same time, it is a representation, but also an interpretation of the reality to develop an idea. The journalistic idea remains the journalistic idea and is the most important things in a newspaper, in an article, in a spread. So the content is the first things. Then we have the design, then we have to merge form and content, but if we don't have content, we cannot have design.
My people swing and they don't break.
We move inside a sort of spectrum, so on one side we have the art and on the other one we have the information. I think it's good to try to stay in the middle of this spectrum. You have to be at the same time informative, but you have to entertain the reader. So the entertainment aspect is important too. There is a sort of road, but the reader can go in an alternative ways. This is the non-linearity of reading. So there is a sort of interaction with the reader as well. Another thing that we do is connecting the infographic with the literature as well. So creating this sort of bidimensional maps of literature pieces. So we did, for example, with Borges, to try to discover the map that is at the beginning of the story and how things are connected inside the story. And you can do with literature, but you can do with films as well, with movies. What I like more is the infographic way of thinking. So, for example, one of my point of reference is Nicolas Feltron, but because I really admire the idea he had, so to translate his life in an infographic. And I really admire the work of Otto Neurath that started this sort of universal language, so isotype. Using pictograms, he wanted to explain demographic and social aspect to the people. When I approached to a topic, also in the magazine, for example, we had this kind of infographic way of thinking on the different pages, on the different section of the magazine.
My people swing and they don't break. Be like a trembling branch.
I think that passion is the most important thing, and because you have to enjoy while you are working. And if you have passion, if you want to do one thing, you have to do it, and you have to work on because you have to enjoy. Otherwise, becoming boring. It's not our job.
Follow the water's be like a trembling branch. Follow the water's waves. Be like a trembling branch. Follow the water's